Okay, hello everybody and welcome to video 2 of my Plutocracy series, where if you watch my first video you'll have seen how I've given hints and tips how to make yourself $1 million and get well on the track to becoming a multi-billionaire. So if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the video around about here, so you might just watch that first because it'll make more sense, because if you don't watch that video you'll see me jumping in here and I'll have nearly $1 million and it won't make much sense. But please do watch the previous video, as a lot of things will make a lot more sense he has now. So at this point in time I have just shy of $1 million. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check out my plan at this stage is, right, I'm in Texas, so I want to see this company here, Bryant Transport. It has the lowest market cap in the state, so it has 3.42 million. So the chances I have of owning a majority stake in that company is the most. So that's what I'm going to focus in on. So the whole purpose up to this point has been to make as much money as I can, to allow me to buy as much of the shareholdings as I can of this particular company. So I'm just going to hit play. So just a quick recap on how we made the money is by way of auctions. And so you buy the stuff, then you sell it on to people who want it. It gives you some influence up here. So if you see it here, I get plus 90 influence if I buy this one. I'm not actually going to buy this one because I don't want to spend that much money, because I want to buy as many shares now, because that's the purpose of this video here. So the whole point is, my previous video number 1 is to show you how to make $1 million, and then this is what you do with the $1 million when you get it. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to hit play on this one and let that auction run out. So once again, this is the Bryant Transport is the company I'm focusing in on. So there's 3 investors there, right? So I need to get 50% plus 1, so 51% or greater before I can actually get control of the company. So my whole focus in this video is to actually get 51% of Bryant Transport. So how will I do that? I now have 874,000. So if I see here, none of those ambitions I can fulfill, unfortunately. Okay, so here's a gun auction. Click on that. Yeah, I'll participate. Just, it mightn't be too bad. So 25 grand going on that. Once it stays below 46 grand, you can make money on it. So once again, don't exceed. If you watch my first video, you don't exceed the market price, because you lose, you gain nothing from that. Influence up by 10, so grand, hit OK, so that's okay. So my influence is 310, so it's pretty high influence. It can pretty much mean I can deal with any shareholder that I should so wish. So once again, I just probably need to get, because the market cap on Bryant Transport is 3.2 million, I think, if I recall correctly. So essentially, to get 50% of that, I need over 1.5 million. So so kind of had to keep going with the model that we had. So ambition wants about 449,000 and 60% chance. Okay, do you know what? I'll give it a shot, because I have collectors that I can use to put the hard word on them if I need to. So there we go. So get an agent as well. So let's check out Jessica Thomas. What does she want? 335 at 68%. Let me just check my agents first and see how I have. So what agents do I have? At least 2 collectors. I have 4. Okay, so I actually might just give that one a loan. I think. Okay, so here we go. So Ryan Partners, I think I might have, but it doesn't matter, I'll find somebody. Cool, here's Adrian Butler. I'll give him, he obviously wants something that I have, ambition. So he is looking for alcohol. So once you hit the arrow here, it'll let you choose which one you want to sell them for the most profit. So it seems the most I'm going to get is 13,500 plus the 25% loyalty, so that's grand. That'll do nicely. I get a card. Okay, cool. So Julian Watson is looking for a loan. So bang, here we go. 95k. Okay, he's a very good credit risk. So yeah, sound. Brilliant. Another connector. Just what I needed, because if you're going to be giving out loans, you need as many collectors as you possibly can get your hands on. Okay, so let's have a look here. 70%. No, do you know what? That's a pretty dodgy loan. Cole Gonzalez. What's he looking for? 96.2. She might as well just hand in the money and forget about it. Okay. So you can see down below here I have 118,000. My income is actually quite okay because of this. So I'm getting the loans and deposits are getting me the money here. So my net worth is 1.2 million, which is pretty good. So let's see if we can make that any better. Stephen Hayes, I don't want to checked him out. What's his ambition? 9 point, brilliant. Okay, so that's pretty good. So 9.34% is pretty impressive. Lash it up to 20%, so I'm going to make 66,000 off that. So that's grand. Get a journalist. Happy days. Okay. So like I said, the intention of this video is to show you, you know, I don't have enough money to buy 50% of Bryan Transport in Texas at this stage, but I'm getting there. So just check, there's a gun auction going on here. So 64,000 market price. Okay, let's see if I can get this one for a decent price. Okay. Once again, don't buy above market price because that's just stupid. So this should be one that I should be able to make a bit of money on. Okay, so let me check. As I said to you, I generally tend to focus in on the companies that have the most shareholders, just because you have more chance of finding somebody that's after something. So there's no ambitions there that people want. So I'll just go into the first guy here, see if any of his connections have interests. No, they don't, so that's fine. Go into the second guy, and there is nothing there either. Okay, that's unfortunate. Hunter Barnes. And once again, there's no greens, so that means I can fulfill none of those. Okay, I'm just going to hit play because, sorry, Hunter Barnes went into a minute ago, so I'll click out of him. Jesus Davis. Okay, so nothing. So I'm just going to hit play on that one because it would appear that I have very little in the way of money to lend out to these guys, and I just couldn't be bothered clicking into them to check it at this stage. So. But you can see I'm making quite a bit of money off it. You can see that's 160 grand in you know 140 grand balance, you know, less expenses in income. So it's not bad. So like I said from the first video, lend money and buy from auctions, and that will build up your money, it'll build up your influence, and it'll build up your agents as well. And once again, the agents you really want to get are the collectors, particularly if you're loaning money, because you will have defaults, and it's good to have the collectors to I don't know how would you say it, to influence or beat the crap out of people to get them to give you the money back, one or the other. So here's another auction going on. So that's a Chinese dragon statuette. Okay, yeah, it looks okay. Once again, market price is 33,000, so once I keep it under that, okay, happy days. And I get 70 influence, so quite a bit of influence. So that, you know, that's my influence is 340 now, so I'm just going to hit play on that. So where am I? Philadelphia, is it? Okay, Pennsylvania, sorry. I'm from Ireland, so I don't know all these different classifications, so apologies. Okay, so none of these guys want anything that I have. So once again, you're watching for, so here's a couple of greens. So there's need credit, need credit, need credit. So there's a couple of guys need loans. So let's just check out to see if their default rates are worth giving loans to. 72.9%. You're all right, thanks very much. I'd rather not give you money than give you money. So 49.7, 600. Okay, do you know what? I have 5 collectors now. So do you know what? Boom, let's get him 20%, see what happens. Get a cardinal. Would have been nice if you give me a collector that could have beaten the crap out of him to get the money back, but he's 82%. No. Sometimes you will give loans for those silly amounts if you're trying to gain influence or do something like that. So in this instance I'm not interested, and at this early stage, until I have companies, oh cool, there's a guy that wants weapons. So at this early stage I'm just interested in getting money. So he is having, so once again slide it the whole way over. So on that one I make 7,500 profit. So on that one 52. Yeah, I think oh, he has that one, sorry. So okay, so grand. So look, I'll take that one for 7.5 grand profit. Okay, so that's cool. Brilliant collector, just what I needed. Excellent. the more collectors you have, the better. Now the other guys are useful too, but it just, at this stage when all you're doing is kind of giving out loans, the more collectors you have, the better. So like that's 82%. So the only reason you give him a loan is because you're expecting to lose it. So let's check Rebecca, see if she has anything worthwhile. Oh cool, there's a guy looking for some alcohol. So check his ambition. So he wants alcohol or tobacco. So if you see it there, we make 17.2 profit. There's 8,000 profit, 17.2. So make the most profit out of that. So bang, there we go. So that's alright. So we get a goon, nice one. They come in useful if people are actually blackmailing you. Where the goon can go out and, you know, somebody's looking for cash off you, and literally the goon goes out and convinces them otherwise. Okay, so just hit play on that, so let things run out. So you can see my net wealth is 1.37 million, so I've quite a few loans out there as well, so it's pretty good. So once, I think, if the market cap on Bryant Transport is 3.2 or 3, must check it again. If it's 3 million odd, I kind of want to have about 1.6 or 1.7 million to play around with if I'm going near them, just to make sure that I get. I can actually go in at some market cap 3.6 million, so 1.5 million gets you 50% essentially. So if you make the right deal. So what I could do is I could go in, buy these two guys out once I get all my loans back, and see how things go. So let's just go back here. So let's just, okay, so here's an alcohol. So, okay, so let's participate in this one. So cigars, so 54,000 market price, so once I keep it below that, it's all good. Do you know what, let it go. 54.2, you're not going to make any money on it, so that would be a waste at this early stage. So okay, so let's see if there is any other people looking for money. I don't think I went into Tree Cores Inc, so I'll go into them. Check their shareholders. So nobody on the front screen bar somebody looking for financing an election campaign. Now what will become apparent is sometimes in the later game, when you own a company, and I'll show it to you at a later stage, you know, you'll want to maybe butter up the governor. Okay, I'm not going to give you a loan, mate. It's a waste of time. You might need to take a chance and actually give somebody a loan at a stupid rate, just because they've you know, because you want to get on their good side. Okay, so 72.9. Jesus Christ, these guys are not. Let's check this guy out. 9.24%. Okay, so that's good. So I'll make money off him. So cool. Okay, so there we are. I'm gonna Saboteur. So once again, the good point about loans is that when you give the loans, you get influence, and you also get an agent as well, which can be used to, you know, different agents. I'll show you what they're used for at different times. So once again, if you're interested, he wants to buy shares. If you're interested in this, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Hit the like and make some comments. Tell me what you want to hear or see in these games, or in my reviews. I'd really appreciate it. The more you talk to me, the more I can do. So okay, let's hit play on that one. What's this auction? Okay, we'll keep an interest in this one because it's 46,000 at this stage. No point. All that's useful for is if you you know, if you just want to gain influence with somebody, that's what you'd use that for, which is fine too. But at this stage, early enough game, where you're not interested in that, there's no point. No point at all. Right, so what we'll do is we'll head back to Texas, because I think we're going to start getting seen. So I'll click your character and then click the state you want to go to and hit buy ticket. So then hit play, obviously. Sometimes there stuff can happen to you while in transit, like you can be robbed, or you know, train crashes and this sort of stuff. So it can it can just sometimes, you know, slow you down or whatever it is. Doesn't seem to be any major effects. Like if an option comes up to say, you know, you're going to be robbed, you know, pass over $500,000 or, you know, be injured. Jesus, be injured. You know, that's my view on it. So there's an auction going on here. So let's have a look at the gun, weapons, katana, 11k. Okay, yeah. So it's still well under market price. Weapons are quite sought after anyway, so that's fine. So that'll make it. So see, once again, plus 30 influence. So as with all these things, with when you win the auctions, your influence goes up, which means you can deal with more shareholders. So if you look at it here, Bryant Transport. If you see the influence here, if I had less than 134 influence, I would not be able to deal with Hayden Ross. And similarly 30, which is fine. So what I might do at this stage is I might try and do a deal with Hayden, right? So actually, just let me have a look at this. He's a religious man. Do you know what I'll do? I'll use an agent. So I've got a few cardinals here. Yeah, perfect. So I'll use cardinal on Bryant Ross, which he's a religious man. So you can see it there. So he's susceptible to obviously the cardinal. So if his influence goes up, as far as I'm aware, it makes it a little bit easier. So you see the chance of success, brilliant. There we go. I pay the cardinal 1,000 and my loyalty has gone up 24%. Happy days. So it might just make it a little bit easier for me to deal with him now. So if I hit deal and I go Bryant Transport, so I'm now going to try and buy the shares for Bryant Transport off him. So I'm trying to buy 163,000 shares of him. The price of that is 586,000. So you see the success rate over here is 50%. So I'm going to hit. So you can choose argument A, B, or C. So it depends on which one you want to do. So if you want to go with A, it increases your chance of success by 5. That reduces it by 4, and that reduces it by 10. But it means you pay less. So it depends on what you want to do. To be honest with you, at this stage, I just more rather get the deal than not. Shit. So I don't get the deal. Okay. So no harm, no foul. I just move on to the next guy. So if we go to Richard Simmons. Is he religious too? Okay. I'll have a look at him and see will I'll be able to deal with this guy anyway. Right, so he has. Okay, so it's saying that my future stake in the company will be 16.4% if I get him, right. So I'm gonna go with this. I really want to get this share, so I don't care about paying an extra 6% on the price. So you see the share price there is I'm offering 358 per share. When you do this, it's 380. So it does cost you extra money. Come on, bounce back into the green. Nice. Okay, brilliant. Yeah. So we own 15% of Bryant Transport. So not a majority shareholding, but a shareholding nonetheless, which is cool. So which is what I was trying to do. So so now what you can do is you'll see this screen here. So you've got all the different things you want to do. So if you want to, you can drag your guy, that's me, to any of these squares to actually benefit, you know, to decide on. So say for example you want to increase the selling price, right? You click on selling price and you'll see the factors that increase the selling price. So my guy is in that one of those. The more shareholders you have, they can actually drop into these things, which is why it's no harm to have guys, like even if you have a majority shareholding, no harm to have one or, you know, maybe 5 or 10, you know, shareholders that'll drop into these things that'll improve prices. So depends on what you want to do. At this stage, it's not my company, so there's very little I can do. But you can see here, net income is that, and dividend is that. So do you know what? I might just go into increasing automation, right? Because it should be okay. So I'm not a big shareholder here, so there's very little I can do. So so all I am is a 19% shareholder, is it? Yeah, sorry, 15. So I need to get, basically I need to get this guy out of here, right? So once you have shares, you'll see guys like this offering you money on it. At this stage, I don't actually care. I don't want to sell shares, so I'm just kind of going to, you know what, forget about the loyalty. I'll get it back at a later stage if needs be. Sorry, no point going into auctions now because I've got no cash. So you'll see now when you go into your finances. So you'll see income is now dividends. I'm getting 13.4k income from owning 15% of Bryant Transport. So the key thing is when you need a majority shareholding, because it's the only way you can actually influence where the business is going, really, because other than that you're restricted to a vote. So I'll show you. Okay, come on. Okay. So did I get some loans back in? 136 grand. So I have friendship with somebody here. So here we are. So this guy has he's not going to pay me, so that's fine. So let's lash out a collector to him. Check out my loans. So the green guys, sorry, the red guys haven't paid. Now, come on, will you stay? Don't want to sell shares. Sorry, thanks. So the red guys, I'm not too bothered about some guys, but like, you see this guy, 600 grand. Hey, sorry mate, you ain't getting away with that. So like, you know, when I look at some of these guys, you know, so here, so get me my 600 grand back, I need it. Don't really care about the 25% loyalty hit. Like some of these guys I'm not going to bother. Like 9 grand, nah, listen, I paid the agent 3 grand to collect that off. Not worth it, not worth it, not worth it. That might be, but do you know what, I've got 797,000 at this stage, so I'm not really too bothered. Okay, I'm not going to go near that because I just want to buy Bryant shares, so here we are. Okay, I'm just going to let this quarter finish out, and then I'm just going to pop in and hopefully get the majority shareholding in Bryant. I do like these little quotes. A lie can travel halfway across the world, while the truth is putting on its shoes. Very true, actually. It's kind of like the, yeah, it's a good quote. It's a very good quote. Okay, so I have shares. I have a 15% share in Bryant Transport. So what I need to do is I need to buy as much as I can off this dude. So I've got 880 grand, we'll say. He's not willing to sell me a whole amount of shares, to be honest with you. It's probably all I can afford, actually, funny enough. So if I go with this, the max, my future stake will be 40%. Okay, so I'll hit that. Now it'll be 39% because I obviously dropped that. I don't think I'm going to get this one because, oh, nice one. Didn't think I was going to get that actually. So I now own 39% of Bryant Transport. And obviously I've got, because of that, I get an achievement. Brilliant, another achievement. Cool. Okay. Okay, you want to buy shares off me, mate? Not interested at this stage because I need to get my 50%. So what I will do is bookkeeping is tax base, reduced evaluation, reduced agent cost. I'll go with tax base. So because I'm going to be getting more cash here, I went with finances up to this stage to reduce my maintenance cost by 50%, and investments, so that's grand. So bookkeeping now, so that's grand. Okay, I have another one actually, that's good. So I can reduce my, allows more phases. Do you know what, I'll do that because I'm going to be trying to buy shares a bit more, so eloquence will come in nicely. So I don't have money for that, so that's fine. So if you see now, my dividends are 33,000 because I obviously own more of Bryant Transport. Do I have any loans out there at the minute? Dividends, loans, no, I have no loans. So Julian Bryant own a 20 companies, work plan to 85%, income and change by, no, against that. So that's grand. So I managed to do that. So let's look in at, I only have 39% we'll say of the company, so I don't have a majority shareholding, but I am the biggest shareholder. So what I found in this is the AI tends to actually abstain from votes 9 times out of 10. So what I'll do is I go with so statistics, we have 11 workers out of 14. So what we need to do, so I really need to get the full shareholding on this one. So subsidies, lending, shareholders. Okay, so let's just keep going. What property do I have? I have 250 grand's worth of property. Okay. So essentially I'm just short of the majority, so that's that's part of the problem here. So I'm not making a huge amount of money off it. So let's see if we go into Bryant and see. I don't think there's anybody else. So I have 39%, so I can basically, so company expansion. Let's see, do we get company expansion up to 20 guys. So it's approved. Happy days. Okay, so that's grand. So we can keep going. That's a bit of wine. Okay, so you see the dividend size. So this company's small. Make me a bit of money, not much. So I kind of need to. Never going to become a millionaire on this one unless I get the. So he wants to buy 2.9%. So I'll agree to that and sell it, because that will give me a bit of cash, maybe to loan it to somebody else to get a bit more money flowing into the coffers, and then I'll just rebuy him out at a later stage. So here's Sophia. How much do you want, Sophia? Okay, that's grand. I'll take that. It's a nice cheap loan. I get a courtesan. Ava Hayes, what does she want? Not a hope, Ava. Okay. Lee Rodriguez. So you're 68%. No, you're alright. I'll refuse you. I see a guy wants a weapon here. Happy out. Okay, so let's go. That's 53,000 profit. Okay, take that. Good stuff. Get a detective. Brilliant. Okay, he wants a weapon as well. Okay, so you can see I paid 19.9, so I'm going to lose money on that no matter which way I go. So do you know what? I'll just get rid of it and take the hit on at least I get some loyalty off him. So let's see what this loan this guy wants. So 71%. No, you're alright, thanks mate. Okay, so Cody Jenkins. There's no point with the old you know, talking to guys about it. So 86%. No, you're alright. People looking for election campaigns. Okay, yes, you're not too bad. You're a good enough risk. They're not good. You know, campaigns are not worth doing at this stage because it's, you know, you get no money. So he's 5%. So happy days. Up to 20%. You get nothing off him. You get nothing off the campaigns, bar a bit of influence. But it doesn't matter influence at this stage. You just want to. I'm just trying to buy the company. Julian Bryant owned 20 new loan at 36%. Net income will change by minus 100%. Do you know what? I'm not against that. So I won. So whilst you may have a large majority, you can have influence decisions, but you can't. You know, you can't decide on certain things, so it's a bit of a nuisance, but there we go. 200 grand in the bank. Can I buy any more shares? See if I can buy out anybody else. So, I'm not going to buy him out. So my shareholding will be 41.8%. Okay, let's see. So I obviously played plus 5% for that. Like, the thing is with the low market cap on these guys, it's nearly a no-brainer, because once you actually own the companies, that's when you can influence them. And like I've played this particular game up to a point in time, and with Bryant Transport, and I've actually, my net worth is something like 28 million, and I'm still growing. So that's what you're up against. So bear with me. So you see my dividend is now 40,000, 39,000. Loans and deposits. So let's see. So he wants to buy all my Bryant Transport shares. No, you're okay. He's buying for 10% less than the price, the current share price, so you can fake off. Okay, so Hayden actually wants dividend size from 70 to 65%, income change. That's fine. I don't mind that, because if you reduce the dividend size, that actually the company grows quicker because it's got more money to invest in it. So that's not a bad thing. And essentially you want the lowest dividends until you own the company anyway. When you own the company, or you have a majority shareholding, sure, lash up the dividends to whatever you want them to. Okay, so let's see if I can fulfill some ambitions. Have 100 grand of loans to give out. So let's see how we get on. Check prime ways. Let's see if there's any people that need. Okay, so no green ambitions on the front screen, unfortunately, but okay. So let's get into. Okay, bad start. Seth Mitchell, nothing. Okay, a couple of loans there we can fulfill. So let's see what Samuel is looking for. 43.3. Yeah, do you know what? 20% interest. Let's see how we go. Detective, nice. Okay. He's looking for a loan as well. He's one of my buddies, so let's check. 80%. You're not that good a buddy. 75%. You're not that good of a buddy either. So you can see there's quite a lot of green guys here for ambitions. 42%, yeah, that's grand. Take you. Saboteurs, which is the agent I just got there, they can be used to kind of, you know, sabotage rival companies. So if for example you were trying to if you thought you were trying to build up, you know, trying to get a monopoly, building up, buying all the transport companies. So if you actually use a saboteur, you could kind of create accidents in the other company, drive the price down, cost them money, that sort of stuff. So it can work in your favor. Journalist, that's grand. Journalists are pretty good at finding out dirt on people, so they're not bad guys to have. Let's check David Sanchez. No, nobody in there that is of interest to me. Okay. So let's just take a look at the current loan book. So we have loans of 211,000 out there, and income of 33,000. So okay, so we've got a play on that. So net worth is 2 million. So I kind of want to get a bit. Julian Bryant wants change of wages to 85%. Net income will change by that. No, not too happy with that. It's going to change net income. No point. Oh, they got it. They bet me. That's what happens when you don't have a majority shareholding. She wants to buy 5% of my shareholding. so that would reduce me to. I'll sell that, and I'll go and I will buy the I'll buy some more of these guys' shares. So okay, so I'm now down 36.2%. So I kind of want to get rid of this guy here because he's got the most shares. So Julian, I'll try and deal with you. Buy as many shares as I can of you, because obviously if he has the most shares, he's the one that can go against me as. So there's +4 -2. So we'll go with that because it might go on. Please go into the either there. Yes, green, nice. Okay, so now I have 43% shares. Okay, so there we are. There's another star, which is cool. So that's great. So if we look back in here to the shareholders, he now is 21. I'm the largest shareholder by far. Generally, the AI doesn't gang up on you, so chances are, if I want to do something, one or two of those guys might say no, but in general, the rest of them won't. So, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with discounting stock prices. So there we are. So that's probably the most useful to me now at this stage. So I can't actually order that. So you can see it's starting to come together a little bit to and from, but you know, it's probably a bit kind of like real life in a certain way. Like, you can't just go in and buy 50% of the company and do what the F you want to do with it. So you know, it's a bit kind of go in sneaky. I'm kind of doing this in a way that I want to get the majority shareholding, and I want to have a few more shareholders as well, so they can actually all add up to, when you go into the management here, or sorry, statistics, you'll see the shareholders are all spaced out into the different categories that they can actually do. Okay, so let's see where we go from here. I've only 78,000 in the bank, so let's see how I can't really buy any shareholders out with that amount of money. So I have loans of 15 grand out there. So Hayden Ross wants just changing wage level to 70%. Well, doesn't seem to affect the net income, which is fine. Hopefully that will increase Hayden Ross's loyalty to me as well. Okay. So loans out there, so I have 169 grand of loans out there. So okay, so that's grand. So taxes, Texas tax is 9%, federal tax 6%. Okay, so I hit play on this one. So once again, what's my shareholding? Sorry, I shouldn't have was in it there actually. So shares. So I have 43% of Bryant Holdings. So she is looking to buy 6% of that. So if I sell that, and once again, if I can buy out the other fella, you know, part of me is going, do you know what, I will sell it out, and the reason I'm going to do it is because I'm going to go off somewhere and loan money to people, so that will hopefully increase my so I'll go here. It'll hopefully increase my money enough that I can come back and absolutely kill somebody, and well, not kill somebody, get somebody out of the way, and actually get small delay higher. I lose 215 grand. You know what, I'd rather wait. Jesus. That's the thing I said to you about, you'll sometimes get events when you're actually moving around places. So once again, I actually do really like this game. It's music, the graphics, I love it. These quotes, fantastic, love them. Kind of it's early access, yes, so there's a few bits and pieces to keep going on to it, but I actually just quite enjoy it. There's quite a bit to it, even in the fact that it's early access. I actually don't want to reduce the worker numbers, because if you reduce the worker numbers, it means there's less productivity. So why would you do that? Rejected, good. Just about, actually, by only 1%. So my intention is, once I get full control of Bryant Transport, 51%, I'm absolutely going to ramp up production. I'm going to expand, get as many workers going as I can, and get the money coming in. I have done this. Oh, there's California. Oh, funny enough, there's a Bryant Oil. Bryant Transport. Wonder are they any relation? So here we are. I don't think I've gone to California to date, so let's just check and see what we have. 68%. No, you're alright, thanks. Let's check what Patrick is going to do. Good Irish sounding name, so no, he is no good. Okay. There's Emily Adams looking for a loan. So once again, you look for the green, see where there's green plus there. That means you can actually fulfill what they're looking for. So click on ambition. 68%. That is no use to me, Emily. Okay, so let's check Patrick Powell, another great Irish sounding name. And we have Brian Bailey. Okay. Sorry, I'm Irish, so I tend to be more inclined to like the Irish sounding names. Geez, these guys are shit at paying back loans. So Brian Bailey. Let's see, do we have anything in here? So a few in here, so let's check out Brian Bailey. Just checked you out, mate, so you're no good. So Cody Diaz, see if you have any. 65% for 19,000. No, you're alright, thanks. Okay, so at least there's Brandon Parker. He's looking for something that I have because it's green. Sorry, it's a loan he's looking for. Sorry, I thought it was. Oh no, it is, yeah. Ambition alcohol. Okay, so I'll make 24 grand off that, 44 grand off that. So yeah, take the 44 grand. So get money and influence. So it's pretty cool, and an agent. So it's good. Oh, here's another one, Timothy Martin. That's why it's good to actually move around the states when you can. You know, you'll come to a certain point where brilliant collector. That's brilliant because give loans out. When you will have certain states when you become kind of tapped out. Oh, brilliant! That's a great. He's very low interest or very low chance of default. So that's why you move around states. It only costs you a couple of quid, 2 or 3 grand. Depending on how far away from the stage you are. He's 50%. I'll give you 20% and see how you get on. And if he defaults, sure, so be it. It's only 20,000. It's not the end of the world. So let's see now. So yeah. So as I said, sometimes you do need to actually switch across states to make sure that you'll reach max capacity in your state at times. Sorry, hit play. So here, Joseph Lee is looking for a loan. How much are you looking for, mate? And what are you going to pay back? So 13. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So once again, look at this. Like he's wants 109 for 2 quarters at 13.7%. So I'm going to get 20% return on investment, nearly 44,000 just for giving him that loan. Now, assuming he pays it back, obviously, but I have a few collectors that I can actually use to twist his arm if needs be. So once again, I do tend to choose the bigger companies to start with when you move to a new state. 18%, yeah, I'll take that. Because it, just for the pure and simple reason, again, the journalist, nice. Just for the pure and simple reason that you there's more shareholders in it, so there's more connections. So it's just a bit easier to do it. That's all. Emily Kelly, great Irish name. There we are. So you have nothing for me, Emily. You're no use. Okay, so we'll scroll down to the bottom here and see if there's anybody. Okay, so he's looking for, that's election campaign. So he wants to buy shares in oil refining. Generally, when they want to buy shares in a company, it's in the same state. So it can sometimes be no use to you. Like if you have a load of oil refining shares in, say, Texas and you're in California, it's no use. Okay, so do you know what? I think Road to Main company is tapped out, so we'll check Mark Oil. Okay, so I play just to keep the the game tipping along. Because I don't have a huge amount of money. I have quite a bit coming in from the point of view of loans, etc. So that's fine. So once again, simple. All I'm doing now is what I did to make the million. The only difference is now I actually have some shares, so there's actually a kind of some shape of an income actually coming in via dividends. So you see I have 400 grand there now in cash. So let's see how much this goes. 27%, 62%. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. Lovely. Saboteur, great. Okay. So this one here, ambition. Brilliant. Geez, these guys are actually quite good for their repayments. So there's Cardinal. That's good. Cardinals are quite good for gaining influence if you can find the right characters. So let's see what does Julian want. 33 grand. Nah, do you know what? You're a grand. You're fine. Thomas Jones. You look familiar, Thomas. Have we looked at you before? Yes, we have, because you're crap. Okay, so let's go back into a little bit clicky. So Mark Oil. You know, you kind of have to go with, you know, maybe when it gets the developers are looking at it, they might kind of try to make it a little bit more intuitive in how you get around the actual game itself. But once again, I do like it, I'll be honest. Coal Miller wants to 80%. Yeah, but that's going to increase my income, so let's go for it. So she wants 31. Do you know what? There's a 50% chance of failure, but I'm going to get 30 grand out of it, so I'll go with that. So, okay. So I get a goon. Once again, the goons are used when you're being blackmailed, so it's actually when you start getting so that's 68%. I'm alright. I'll do without you. You'll find that people, when 94%, Jesus Christ, you might as well just forget about the money. If your loyalty goes into the full red, that's when somebody will start taking action against you, and they'll start blackmailing you and stuff like that. So what if I've 20? Okay, yeah, that's cool. 27%. Detective. I've played this for a bit now, and what I found is that if people start blackmailing me, you know, you can send your goon in and he'll do, you know, decent enough job, but if they keep an eye on you, just send a hitman in. You know, just take them out of it. That's what I've done. Probably a little bit underhand or whatever, but there we go. So he wants to buy 23%. No, I'm okay, thanks, Hayden. The thing is, these people, it looks like you're going to lose influence with them, but to be honest with you, it all adds up, because you know, you might lose a bit of influence now, but the point is you can easily buy that back when you're loaded. You know, my current net worth is only 2.2 million, so I'm worth feck all really. But I guarantee you, when I get this company and ramp it up, it's going to be worth a fortune. Guarantee it. Not a bad one to get in on the Cold Navy if we can get it for something like about 60 grand. Oh, happy days, that's pretty good. Make 40 grand on that guy when we use it somewhere else. Okay, so let's just check my office and see what the finances are like. So we have 556 out in loans. Now there's a few of those are obviously bust, but there's 60, 80, 60, 80, there's 100, we'd say 150, 180. Yeah, okay, there's a few that are still out there. So what I'm planning on doing is, once I get those loans back in, I'll go back to Texas and I should be able to buy out the remaining shareholders in Bryant. So There's 300 grand now I have in the bank account, so that's 485. So there's not a huge amount. That's 132 grand loan. Do you know what? Effect that. I'm going to send a collector after her. Okay, so let's go. Richard Simmons, 1.85. Net income will change, but like my view on this one is it's changing income negatively. So do you know what? Against it, boom, done. Now here's my collector. Okay, Jesus, come on, don't make sure that's grand. So that's cool. I didn't realize she owed me 130 grand. I just got it back though. So I now have 423,000. Okay, so that's grand. Okay, so let's go to the map. Head back to Texas, buy the train ticket for 2.7k. So I have 400 odd grand, so I'm hoping that this should be enough for, I'm not going to refuse that now because I'm just nearly at the stage where we can buy the company. Okay, so Bryant Transport, 36.8%. So let us see. So the biggest guy is Julian Bryant. So if I bought all his shares, that would get me into the 50 odd percent. What's he want? Okay, so is he? So he's a religious man. So do you know what? Oh, use agent. And he used the card on him, just to see if I can soften him up before I actually get into negotiations with him. I do love the graphics actually. I know they're simple 2D kind of things, but they're pretty cool. So let's check a deal with this guy. I'd love to just buy him out and just be done with it. 49%. Jesus. Okay. 48% with that one. For the sake of a 1%, so if you see the green increases depending on what you're doing. So the green increases there by +3, but for this one it goes by -1 and -9 on my price. For the extra 1%, I might just give it a chance. Counter offer, okay. So I'll still have. Okay, so that's 55. So that gives me the best chance of success. Come on, go back into green. Oh, lovely. Brilliant. Okay, brilliant. So by 49%, I just need 1% more. Or 2%, sorry. So I'm hoping that if I can get, so let's just get to next quarter and see if I can get enough money, and I can actually then, at least we'll know. Great quote. I destroy my enemies when I make them my friends. Very true. Sometimes you get this hang on the quarter end, but I haven't had a crash yet, and for an early access game, fantastic. I do love this game, I'll be honest with you. It's one of those games, it's right up my street. Okay, so I have 49% of the company, so I need, so actually Cole Miller. Let's see if she's friendly enough with me. I just need 2% love, 2%, that's all I need. Okay, so that's, okay, so, right, let's go. Okay, so if we go with that, it gives me the best chance of success. Oh jeez. Counter offer, okay. Okay, so that will still get me. Okay, so that's, okay, that's the best option actually, because it gives gives me plus 14. Absolutely. Jesus, yeah. Yes. So we now own 53% of Bryant Transport. Happy days. So now it's my company. So I can do what I want with it. So first things first, let's go. So yes, that was a bit trying, but got there in the end. Okay, so now, right, so we own, so we can do what we want with it, right? So statistics. So here we go. Okay, so we have 11 out of 20 workers. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the dividends, right? Because you'll see my income reducing down below. So I see it here. It's 13.4k. Hit minus. It's now 10.4. Hit it again. 9k or 7k, right? So the reason for reducing dividends is it allows the company to grow quicker because it doesn't have to pay money out to the shareholders. So the other thing is here, if we check out finances, we'll see the cash reserves here are 1.28 million. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, you'll see the income here is revenue is 223,000. So watch it now while I increase the, like, see the worker numbers. You can't do this until you own it. So you have to get 50% or 51% before you can do this. So I'm just going to go bring this up to 20 workers. So I see the income gone up. Expenses obviously goes up as well, but you see the net income there is 265,000. So you'll see even by doing that and reducing the dividends, my income has actually gone up. So I'll just get in here for a second and see. So what I'm going to do is going to go to grants, right? So I now own a company, so this sort of stuff is useful here, right? So grants allows access to government contracts. So I'm going to go with level 1 of this one, because what I'm going to plan to do is get stuck into the governor and get some government contracts, because they're quite lucrative. So if you see it here, it's alright, so 53.2%. So let's just have a look here now at this point in time and see. So the market cap, now you're alright, don't want to buy any. The market cap for Bryant is 4.03 million. So the market cap means, what that essentially means is the number of shares multiplied by the share price. It's as simple as that. So if you see it here, where is our share price? Actually don't know, I can't find it here now, but we see shareholders. So, share price is $4.03. So I've basically bought over half this company at $4, we'll say. So the more it goes up, the better. So just hit play on this one. So you see the net income there is 233,000. So once again, no harm to have a load of shareholders that can fill out all these different slots, but you always want to keep it at you know, kind of less than 50%, because if any more than 50%, and you're losing out. Well, any more than 50%, and you actually lose control of the company, and you can't increase it, expand it, do all that sort of stuff. So this company isn't in a bad state of affairs. So what I'm going to do is, if you see here, it's actually making money. And when you go into finances, it has a balance of this. It has about 1.28 million in cash reserves. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to increase the company expansion. So I'm going to bring up the workplaces, right? So you'll see there's the change in the reserve. So the reserve is obviously reducing. Company reserve here is obviously reducing as I increase the workplaces, right? But more workers means more income, which means extra money. So in this instance, and we're not paying out a huge amount of dividends, so in this instance I'm paying $1 million to increase to 40, but I still have, you know, it'll still make us money. So if you look at it here, so when you do that, you do still have to go, when you go into management and agree to company expansion, go into statistics, and you have to go into the number here, the 40. So you see 20, you have 20 workers out of 40. So if you go here and control and click. So I've got control and click. There's an extra 10. So now you see your net income is nearly 560,000. So so dividends, I'm making a lot more in dividends even though I've reduced it. So hit play on that. So that's, you know, that's how you do it. So like my expenses there are ridiculously low compared to the revenue. So you can see money is starting to come in here now. I'm starting to make 40 odd grand in it. No, do you know what? I'm happy enough with the amount of shares I have at the minute. So you can see all this here. So that's the fun of this game now. Now this is only one company. There can be 15 or 20 companies per state. So like I've only got just managed to get control of one, right? And I'd like to get more control over it and get it to 60 or 70%, which is grand. But the point is, as I make this more successful, obviously the share price keeps going up. You know, it keeps going up and up and up. So if you look at it here, finances, you see it here are actually cash reserves of 1.28 million. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back in here. Can't do company expansion until July, right? But you can see it. We're making a lot more money. I'm still making, put that up to 25%. That's now 40 odd grand I'm making. So there's happy out, you know. So keep that going. That's only one company. So let's just check out. So basically, you know, do you know what? I might leave it there for now, right? We now own 53% of Bryant Transport. So that's how you get from, you know, going through all. Actually, and you know what? Let's go to Cole. Sorry, I hit the button twice. So Cole has an ambition to get some money. So he wants 11 grand for 80%. Do you know what? He's going to default. I don't care. Let's get the loyalty. So, and he gave me collector. Happy out. Brilliant. So, chances are he will default, but so be it. Elizabeth Anderson, she's on the share, the board. So let's check ambition. Oh, she's pretty good. So what I'll do is actually I'll give her a loan for 0% interest. It's only 2 grand. She's now my friend. And I get an agent, so that's happy. So actually what I could do is I could borrow money off her if I wanted. So now at this stage we've gone from, if you've watched my first video, you've gone from, you know, 0 to 1 million. So by way of loans, which is the way to make the most money because you can get 20% interest on it, up to you know, so you go with loans, make some money. And the other thing is buying items. So buys you influence and gets you some characters. So same as loans will get you characters as well. So now we've got to a stage where our net wealth is worth 3.14 million, and got about 100 grand in cash, 120 grand in cash. You're making about 40 grand in, you know, mostly, yeah, very little. Look, nothing in loans. So it's actually all with dividends, and that's with the dividends being quite low. So now you have a solid base to work on. So I'm going to leave it here for tonight, but that's how you can see I've showed you in video 1 how to make $1 million, and now what to do with the $1 million. So you can do it a bit quicker than I've done it, absolutely, but look, that's the nature of the beast. So by all means, I hope this has been of some use to you, but I would really appreciate if this is of interest. Definitely hit the subscribe, hit the like, and drop some comments down below, because it would mean a lot to me, and it'll just show if you want more of the same. By all means, just hit, you know, just let me know what the story is. Let me know if I'm doing the right thing here or not. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, please. Much appreciated.